Imagine a shared apartment where two roommates agree to split household chores. They decide to alternate dish duty. Each person is responsible on specific days. At first, everything runs smoothly, but then one roommate skips their turn. Now the other faces a choice: continue washing dishes and risk being taken advantage of, or stop cooperating too. This tension captures a classic problem in decision-making known as the prisoner's dilemma. Both roommates would be better off sticking to the agreement, yet the temptation to save time and effort can push each person to act selfishly. The result? A sink full of dirty dishes and growing frustration. What is game theory? Game theory is the mathematical and strategic study of how people make decisions when their outcomes depend on the actions of others. Rather than analyzing choices in isolation, it examines interactive situations, games, where each participant's success is influenced by everyone else's behavior. Game theory generally distinguishes between two broad categories. 1. Cooperative games. In cooperative settings, participants can form binding agreements and work towards shared objectives. Examples include business partners dividing profits, members of a sports team coordinating plays, or countries negotiating trade agreements. Success depends on collaboration and mutual commitment. 2. Non-cooperative games. In non-cooperative situations, individuals act independently and pursue their own interests. Agreements may be informal or unenforceable. Competition is common, and outcomes often produce clear winners and losers. The prisoner's dilemma is one of the most studied examples of this type. The prisoner's dilemma explained. The prisoner's dilemma models a situation where two players must independently choose whether to cooperate or defect, act selfishly. The paradox lies in this: if both cooperate, they both receive a moderate reward. If one defects while the other cooperates, the defector gains more while the cooperator suffers. If both defect, both end up worse off than if they had cooperated. In the roommate example, cooperation means washing the dishes on your assigned day. Defection means skipping your turn. While skipping once may seem beneficial, repeated defection by both leads to a worse overall outcome for everyone. The tit-for-tat strategy. In 1980, political scientist Robert Axelrod organized a famous computer tournament to explore which strategies perform best in repeated rounds of the prisoner's dilemma. Participants submitted programs that competed against one another many times. Surprisingly, the most successful strategy was extremely simple: tit for tat. Tit for tat works. Start with cooperation. It begins by cooperating on the first move. This sets a positive tone and signals goodwill. Respond in kind. After the first move, it simply mirrors the opponent's previous action. If the other player cooperates, it cooperates. If the other defects, it defects in the next round. Be forgiving. The strategy does not hold grudges. As soon as the opponent returns to cooperation, tit-for-tat cooperates again. Be clear and predictable. Its simplicity makes it easy for others to understand. This transparency promotes trust and long-term stability. Why simplicity wins. Tit-for-tat does not aggressively try to dominate opponents. In fact, in a single short interaction, it may tie or even lose slightly. However, in repeated rounds over time, it performs remarkably well. By encouraging cooperation and discouraging repeated selfishness, it accumulates steady gains across many rounds. In real life, this mirrors relationships at work, in friendships, and even between nations. Consistent cooperation builds trust. Immediate but proportionate retaliation discourages exploitation. Quick forgiveness restores productive relationships. Lessons for everyday life. The key takeaway is not blind cooperation, nor ruthless competition. Instead, begin with trust. Protect yourself from exploitation. Be willing to forgive and move forward. Stay consistent and predictable. In the long run, strategies that balance kindness with accountability tend to outperform those based purely on short-term self-interest. Just like the roommates, cooperation may require effort, but mutual trust keeps the kitchen and relationships clean over time.